Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight in exploring one new Chinese expression today. Yesterday, we talked about 心如止水, which is the concept I picked up at age 20-ish. And it describes or encourages language user, the listener, to stop the flow of your mind as if you're holding the water still. So it's kind of hovering. I guess it's kind of comparable to a meditation state of mind. Try to capture a monkey mind to keep it steady and still and achieve this peaceful state of being. Okay, today we have again 心平气和. Okay, this is another Chinese expression that encourage the well-being. I didn't realize that Chinese have so many expressions that kind of correspond to the contemporary self-care. Take care of your mental state. And okay, so 心平 and 气和, these are not interchangeable. So 心平 is almost like still water. When the water are flat, there's no gravity, like one side is higher than the other side, then the water is going to be tumbling, right? Depends on the slope. The water is going to have a different speed of flowing. But when it's a flat, then the heart are going to be still. Kind of hold your mental state as peaceful, still, calm, without the flowing. And then the external appearance would be the vocal. And when you speak, when you breathe, this qi is externalized mental state. Like when you are, because when we're speaking, we actually have our breathing coming out of us, right? So breathing and speaking are intertwined. So this qi, you can regard it both as breathing function or as your temper even. That shows on the way you speak, you vocalize yourself. So that qi is the appearance observable people can see by your qi, the breathing or the speaking, the way of speaking, if you're mild or not, or if you're peaceful, you're kind or not. So when you have this 心平, you can achieve this 气和. Okay, 心 again, chamber, input, output, and the energy supply, the bloodline to the heart itself. So 3 tubes with the chamber. That's the anatomy of heart. Okay, qi, 3 strokes. That's visual representation of how the air supposedly flow almost like in waves through space. So that's an externalized expression of how the air travels through space. And you can see contemporary Chinese kind of stylize it in a way that's easier to write, right? But this is the original way to express the especially the air, the breathing, the exhale that from our lungs that show the waves through the air. Okay, 平, we have, again, this sign actually, it means the airflow from the channel that the user, the language user, is at the bottom of the frame. And then this is kind of going out horizontally out to space because the frame, I mean, it's a 2D frame. So we can only express away from the language user by having a vertical frame. So away from the language user will be upper frame. Okay, so this is air goes out, and the horizontal line means the barrier of before the air flows out from the lungs through the mouth out to the world, there is barrier. that formed by our chamber of the mouth, the teeth, tongues, lips, all that are, the moving or stable part of our mouth. What's inside the mouth are the air control, almost like a valve, right? Our mouth basically is valves that through the control of the direction or the shape of the valves, then we're able to control the sound we utter. So actually speaking is quite a complicated process. So ancient Chinese language creators, when they try to express some ideas, sometimes they resort to the speaking or the vocal language itself. In this case, it's air going out, and the second line is, you can almost visualize it as sound bites traveling through space away from the language user. So just two horizontal lines, that's enough. And always, you see, the bottom line is longer than the top line, because further away from the language or the pronunciation from your mouth, the vibration here through space is going to be weakened, right? So it's a shorter line, symbolize the energy, how much, what the quantification of the energy, that's reasonable as well. So always here in this phrase, the bottom horizontal line is longer than the top one, because the top one symbolizes it's further away from you. So air travel, and you have the barrier, and you have the sound bites goes out. And here, this shape looks almost like a number 8. That is the separation. So I guess language creator here use the separation of the breath, of the sound making process. When we're speaking, we try to not to create a jarring, sharp, shrieking sound, but more calm sound, that the airflow is kind of distributed, kind of spread out, not centralized, no sharp tunes from the pronunciation. So that's valued as a better way of pronouncing. So this flat originally means the tones are flat. It's not ups and downs, dramatic, And I don't know if you tune into different languages, like some language, if you don't understand the meaning of the language, but the pronunciation of the language, some of them are more dramatic, like the tonations are more drastically changed in its pitches versus others. And I guess ancient Chinese value this even tone and evenly spread out breathing. So that's the original flat meaning. And hard flat, as I explained before, is even. It's centered. There's no off balance. Everything is balanced. Things are spread out evenly. So that's 心平. And 气和, 和 I translate it as mild, but this phrase, well, by the way, the ancient you can see here and here, they are flipped in the contemporary Chinese version. So the left side is the mouth symbol, which is like that big box, and the right side is the crop, because the top is the fruit or the wheat, the grains itself. When it comes to the harvest season, the grains itself are going to be heavy, and that's why the top of the plant kind of a draping down like that. So that's a crop symbol. I view that as one mouth paired with one crop. That's a good supply and demand. It's an even match. Therefore, when it's evenly matched, you have enough crops for enough mouths to feed. Then that's a harmonious state of being, like no surplus or under provision, right? Insufficient. So when is a good match of supply and demand, that's the perfect state of being. Things are going to be harmonious. And from this harmony, which is humans and nature. Not exactly nature, agriculture, okay, partially man-made nature, I guess. When things are paired well, that's imbalance. That's when paired with breathing, with how you speak, that's used to describe things are in harmony and you're not speaking in jarring, in sharp, or in abrasive expressions. Instead, you use mild, harmonious, inclusive, kind expressions. So that's what 心平气和 means. And overall, it simply means a state of being that's calm. When you have a calm mindset, which represented by the heart, you're going to express calmly, and your breathing, your speaking are going to have this harmony tune in you that people like to listen to it. I mean, presumably, right? We don't really deal with difficult people. We want harmonious speaking, communication, non-confrontational. And when one side, one person have this calm, have this centered state of mind, then more likely harmony of expressions, of a communication, of breathing are going to result. So this green leaves simply is visual vocalization of the state of being calm. Things are growing, things are in harmony. It's a good state of being. And so I wish everybody, listeners here, and myself especially, that I can achieve this 心平气和 state of being every day. That will be ideal. Okay. Crashing to the can of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.